Welcome to theWord.net and theWordBooks.com. Today we're going to be looking at an older feature with enhancements and a new feature. Bible and book sets. This is a feature that has, especially the Bible sets, have been long asked for. Today we're going to be showing you how to look at those a little bit. In the Word changelog, you have book sets, export and import. And of course, let's go ahead and make this a little bigger so we can see what's going on here. And these are ones that you have used before, but let's get in and look at a few new things or enhancements to this. So let's go define module sets. And you have your existing sets here as well. This window hasn't really changed. And then you get your books and different things. A small tidbit, I learned this from Dr. Dave a while back. If you type in, or maybe it was David Cox, one of the two Daves, you type in space, 0, space, and you can find out if your modules are all in your current list. So let's go on a little bit. That just gives you a little bit of the tip there, that filter does. Let's go under templates. And under templates, there's been some new additions. You got group by type, separate personal modules, alphabetical, categories, keywords, publishers, authors, languages. So if I was to do by languages, I would get a list of my modules, and they would be according to languages. This would be especially helpful if you just want to get ones just in Spanish or just in Greek, etc. What if you wanted to do it by authors? Well, now you can go through and you can group it by your authors. Maybe let's see, publishers. Okay, another way to do it. And you could do categories. If you've seen those categories, those terms that you've used, keywords, and so on. Some of these are probably older templates, but some of them are new. Now let's go group by types and then personal, which is probably more of a common one. And you can do like that, and there we have it. Now there's a couple more things that you can do this. Let's say you've developed a resource, a module set, and you really want to share it with your friends. For example, one I use a lot. Let's see where we don't have it up. Let's go over to existing, and let's go into this one. So I want to go into my existing one. Let's go back in here. And let's go out because I need to make sure I have it loaded correctly first. Now it's loaded. Go into define module sets. Okay, so now it's loaded. I can export this set now and share it with other people, and the TW book set is an option. And then I can also import it from other people and bring it in. So you can share your book sets by export and import. So that gives you an idea. Book sets, you know that kind of. You've worked with this one. Okay, let's go into a newer. Let's go cancel. Let's kind of minimize the changelog. Let's go up here in the changelog to Bible view under Bible sets. Now there are a lot of things in here in the Bible sets. So we go in here and you have that old familiar, that book, this book just like here. Now I can go in and I can have my Byzantine and my Spanish Bible. So I have these two, and got them. Well, actually it looks like I only have one in this particular set, even though I titled it that way. Well, you learn. So the title doesn't really matter as much as what's in the set. So here I have several different ones. Let's go down, and you'll recognize these. This is Rubio Terra brought this in, and he used the Bible search sets and brought them in. So if you've already developed some Bible search sets, you can reuse those sets. So let's go to NASB 2020 and the SLBLG. Makes it very simple. Or let's see here, where I thought I had a Greek one. New Testament Greek compare. These ones are just in here, and this works in the compare mode. You could also just throw that in there. Let's go into the Greek compare. And let's go into the New Testament, James 1:1, and boom, there we have it up, and I can throw in a compare and you can see the differences there. So you can see these sets. Well, what about, let's develop a set. We want to go into edit sets. Let's clear them out, and there's been some additions to this. This is a view that's been updated. This is still that Bible search set, but it's been updated, or your compare view sets. We can do any type, but let's say I want to do just Old Testament. Okay, what kind of features do I want? I want them with Strongs. What language? I don't care. So add those. I click add, and we get the LXX, Rubio, the BSB. Let's see. Let's go through here. These are strong. These are Old Testament only ones. Goes through and lists different Bibles from the Old Testament. Well, you know what? I decided I want my New Testament type, and I can go add. Well, wait a second. No. I want any type but Strong's. Okay. Now, any type with Strong's is in there. And there's quite a few like that. That's pretty helpful. Very handy. Kind of sort your Strong's out. So I could go, and then let's go sets, save current. And I'm going to just call this one Strong's. Okay. And go OK. And no, I don't want to change that. But I do want to go in and get my Strong's ones. So now I got my Strong's Bibles up in here. And you can see there's quite a few with Strong's in it. Okay, let's go back in again and go edit sets. This time, you know, I really want my Lemma Bibles. So I'm going to go clear because I want to get rid of all the others. And make sure to do that because if you note this is add, this is not replace. And I might have messed up on the Strong's. You know what? I think I might have. So let's go clear, add, and then I'm going to go save, and I'm going to save it Strong's. I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's go back in here and go to Lemma. Let's clear that. Okay, and add lemmas. Okay, I want to save these. Save current. I want to save that as lemma. Okay, very good. Let's clear it again. Lemma and morphology, strong and morphology, or just all these features. Okay, we want to do that. Make sure we got it cleared. Add. And so these are, and we're going to save this as SLM. Okay, and we have that in there, and we can go close, save and close. Yes, do you want to save the changes? No, I don't really want to update Strong's. I'm going to leave that one alone. Now I have various Bibles in here that are easy, quick, and I can go into these ones. These ones have various features in them, and you can get into your sets. That makes it quick and easy. You can jump through them. You can just, I got some English Bibles in here. Use wise names. Apparently that you can confuse yourself if you don't. I got my Lemma Bibles, and you can get into those and things like that. So hopefully that's been helpful as you look at book sets, the enhancements to that, and also the Bible sets. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.